What's good, everybody? It's your boy JTL, opposite from the norm. I was just watching the video Louder with Crowder, and I just wanted to kind of give my opinion on something. When we talk about liberals or the left, conservative, the right, and I just want to ask some questions and talk to some people. Like, my opinion on it, I want y'all opinion on it. Now, I might say something that kind of piss people off, but I'm just going to be realistic with the situation because we're all imperfect, right? As human beings. And the problem I have is with the left and the right is that we don't realize that we got to figure out a way to come together instead of just criticizing each other. We always criticize each other, but don't figure out a way to just like try to come together. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, y'all, excuse me, son. Can't see it, brother. But yeah, the problem I have with it is like, why do we always criticize each other, but we don't try to find a way to come together? So I'm gonna give my opinion on both sides and what I think is wrong. Okay, let's start with the left. The left feel that the right is privileged, rich people, right? And I can agree with that. Most of them are. They have opportunities, and they feel like if I can do it, you can do it. And a lot of times they may overlook certain realities in reality of why people can't do certain things and why people go through certain things, right? Then you got issues with them seeming like they are so perfect, like there's no hypocrisy on anything that they do. It's just the left that's messed up. And it's like, okay, but what about when all these scandals and things of that nature come out that y'all have to do with, right? That y'all got to do with, and y'all cover it for each other. Like, it seems like the right side thinks because of their status and the money that they got, that somebody's automatically gonna come and cover up those boo-boos to get in good graces with them, or they can just pay somebody else. Then they're always hypocritical of liberals by saying, like scrutinizing them for wanting to be, liberated from issues and things that goes on. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, they like, oh, they not dealing with reality. They make up a lot of, fallacies and stuff of that. You know what I'm saying? That makes no sense. It's not reality. You know what I'm saying? They don't really want to fight issues. They try to keep covering up things, and they don't, you know what I'm saying? They always going in on liberals, and they feel like liberals are just socialists, and they feel like socialism is bull. You know what I'm saying? Capitalism is the way to go. Like, they feel like you're going to be bringing communism into this world. If you be socialist, you're going to be like Russia. This is what I hear them saying all the time. They also seem to think their way is the only way. It's the best way. You have so many of them that try to act like they're such God-fearing people and they're so right. But then you have issues come out where, I forget the guy name that ran for president against Barack Obama. And was it the second term? I believe the first term. I don't even remember. It was so many years ago. I forget. Mitt Romney. Then it comes out Mitt Romney is trashing poor people and talking all this trash about minorities. But if you're so perfect, why are you making these statements? It's like it's always some kind of scandal that comes out about Republicans. Wasn't Nixon a Republican? Like, what about him? Like, hold on, let me double check, because I'm pretty sure Nixon was a Republican. So let me go ahead and do my due diligence and make sure that I check. Y'all bear with me. Y'all bear with me. I'm gonna try to keep talking while I look this, but I want to be safe, on the road, so I don't want to just be focusing on my phone. Let me kind of pull a little bit. Okay. We're gonna go over Nixon, because we keep hearing all these things, people saying certain things. All right, let me go to Nixon. So president in August 14th, Herbert Humphrey, President. Yep. Nixon was a Republican. Richard Nixon was a Republican. Tricky Dick. Okay. So Republicans are so perfect, but you got Richard Nixon was a president. Mr. Tricky Dick himself. Okay. J. Edgar Hoover, Republican, a conservative. Kind of find out he was gay and a cross-dresser while he's going in on gay people. And then they're saying it's a possibility that he was passing for white when he was partially black. Going in on the Black Panthers. He had a debt that he owed to the mafia. They had some over his head, but they still compensated him because he made the country look the other way against mafia. So other people had to fight against the mafia. So you mean to tell me you got all of this bull crap that Republicans had on them, but being conservative is the honest God way, truth way of going? Are you kidding me? You talk about liberals being too much on the abortion side, pro-abortion. But you gonna sit up here and try to tell me that a lot of these Republican women ain't out here probably having babies? I mean, having abortions? You expect us to believe that all rich people, all this crap, a lot of these rich conservatives kids that they be taking up for getting all this money, getting psychiatry help for, and all of this crap? Conservative is the perfect way to go, and I'm gonna look at it for both sides. I'm just saying, I'm gonna be constructive on both sides. I'm gonna critique both sides. You got all of these things that Republicans and conservatives do, but you want to tell everybody that liberals are wrong when you got a lot of conservatives that do the same ish. A lot of them. Y'all are not perfect, so I don't get why y'all go in so hard on liberals when you think just because you go out there. Like, it's the Bill Cosby effect, right? The same way Bill Cosby would present himself in a manner in public like he was so clean. He didn't curse in his shows. You know what I'm saying? He didn't curse on his stand-up. He'll get at other comedians for cursing. Eddie Murphy got at him. Him and Richard Pryor was friends, but he still was very critical on him. But then kind of find out he back here drugging women. Bill Cosby, that's the Bill Cosby effect. The act so perfect and clean in public, but then behind closed doors you're doing some messed up ish. That's what conservatives are to me. Like Lotto with Crowder. The way he is, what do you call it? Non-sympathetic or empathetic in a certain sense, the way he addresses liberals and certain things he talks about. And I think he might be a comedian too or something, which does not make it okay. You have to be serious and sensitive to these subjects. And a lot of times he'll say certain things. I'll be like, are you serious? Or you know what I'm saying? You're making a joke. What are you really standing for? And that's what I have a problem with a lot of conservatives. You know what I'm saying? They make certain jokes to try to act like this and that, but kind of find out behind closed doors, they doing a lot of messed up stuff, or they would do a lot of messed up stuff if they could. And that's the way I see conservatives. You know what I'm saying? That's just a little part of it. So let me get to the left, liberals. All right. Okay. Problem with left and liberals is, and I'm just critiquing, a lot of times, because for a long time I consider myself, liberal, left side. Now I'm starting, I got to find a good spot in the middle and stay in it because it's too many issues. But with the left, the problem that the conservative have with the left, right? And bring it out. The left seems to sway too far left and middle to where it makes no sense when we talk about abortions. Like saying the government has no say in what women do with their bodies, but you want the government to vote for what women do for their bodies. You want some type of what do you call it? You want some type of involvement, but only to the point where you feel uncomfortable. Then it's all right. That's enough. I got it from here. I call y'all when I need you, and that's not how the government works. So conservatives feel like, how can y'all always want to get the government involved, but then when it gets to a certain point, you don't want the government no longer involved, right? Then you got the issue where liberals are talking about reparations, right? Okay, it's like they try to jump on everybody's side, and I don't know if it's to get votes. Do you really care? Does it really mean a lot? Because when they were on the side for, the LGBT community and them getting all of the things that they needed and wanted, it doesn't seem like black people, every time black people was being addressed, it was always some people of color, minorities, not really digging into black issues and what we need help with. Talking about being able to get reparations. And it's like, okay, but reparations in what way? What do we need it? It's like every time black people need to get our issues addressed, it's always swooped up in with everybody else's. It's never just directly our issues. When gay people had their issues, they was able to get help directly. Then it seems like with liberals, not only do liberals seem to be like, the social justice warriors. It's like when you try to talk to them certain things and you disagree, they kind of attack you the same way that they saying conservatives are doing people. Like, I don't agree with everything like the person Crowder says or Ben Shapiro says. I agree with certain things they say. But to say that they're spewing hate speech, and let's break down hate speech. Hate speech can get people to be motivated to do something violent, something against the law. But at the same time, hate speech also has to deal with how you make somebody feel when you speak to them. Like somebody could say hate speech, like when a person says, like when conservatives say that's not hate speech because I'm not telling you or nobody else to cause harm to you. But I don't think they really look at hate speech, because I was like, let me look that up and make sure I get it. And hate speech has to do with how you make somebody feel. This is crazy, but y'all can look it up. Hate speech, the definition or the meaning. It's not just causing violence to somebody, but also how you make somebody feel. So the left, as great as they saying and helpful that they all want to be, it's like they still are like acting no better than what they saying about everybody else, to jump in somebody's face. You know what I'm saying? How do you want to force somebody, but you don't want to be forced? You know what I'm saying? That's another issue with the left. Like, how do you want to force somebody to be liberal on your side, but then don't want nobody to do it to you? Like, it's wanting to help women's issues is fine, but don't say it's okay with the feminist movement to get with the feminist movement and talk about being able to explore your body and do all these crazy things. Because when feminism initially started, it had to do with better wages, the choice to work or not, respect in the workplace. You know what I'm saying? Not being abused by men. I'm with that. But then when you get to this point where you have these women jumping into the feminist movement in the 60s, 70s, those late 60s, early 70s, and a lot of these women, I forget the women's name, but they got a documentary, you can look it up, History of Feminism. And it's a few women on there that had, it was like this one woman I remember in particular, she had like 4 damn abortions illegally. It was like one of the people that was saying women should be able to be sexually the way they want to be. It's like, that's fine, I respect your choice, but don't push it on a whole bunch of other women. Then it got wild, then you got gay women, and it just turned into something ugly when it was not supposed to be that. And then now you got people talking about that should be okay, and then when you put abortion into it, no, that's just irresponsible. So when the left side, liberals or whatever, push that, that's why it's an issue, because it's like you can't push being promiscuous. Like, what happened to, like, now see, this is the thing, conservatives are still push not having sex out of wedlock, not just being around here being frivolous with your body and all these diseases you can catch, or babies, or having to have abortions, even though a lot of it's bull that they do. Like, they don't do the same things. Like, come on. So I've been around parties with conservatives. I seen them get loose. Trust me, I know. But they push it, and the liberals, I don't see no more of them pushing abstinence. This is the critique and the problem I have with it. I don't see it no more. So it's just like, and then with God, then like you get so many people involved. They want all these races involved by God, and you know what I'm saying, being free. And then next thing you know, atheists is in there. You know what I'm saying, talking about being free. Well, I don't really agree with it, but it's freedom of speech and this, but you don't want people like Ben Shapiro to speak. I don't get it. So I just wanted to get my opinion on those two things, and I want y'all to give me your opinion on how you feel about the left and the right. Don't mean you have to agree with me or disagree with me. I'm just saying how you feel. So this your boy JTL, opposite from the norm. Like, comment, share, make sure you subscribe. Get out. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Get at me. Ah, damn. Y'all excuse me, my phone acting up. I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Voila.